Hey everybody, Simon here. So I wanted to talk about this weird problem I've been having with Visible. And it looks like other people are having this issue. So it looks like the basic plan, the Visible basic plan, it's the speeds are only going up to 30 megabits per second. And it's strange because I haven't noticed this until now. So a little backstory. Last month I upgraded to Visible Plus because I needed to test it for another video. And recently, I downgraded back to the Visible Basic plan, and I was running some speed tests on that and noticed pretty much throughout the day, I was only getting 30 megabits per second, which is very strange because I know in my neighborhood, even at busy times, I could break through that 30 megabits per second barrier. And it looks like after doing some research on Reddit, I noticed that a lot of people on these Verizon MVNO, especially the prepaid brands, on the C-band spectrum, it's being throttled or slowed down to around 30 megabits per second range. And so this one, as of today, August 9th, 6 hours ago, someone's reporting that they're getting 30 megabits per second throttle on 5G, not UW. That will be ultra widebands, but the logo they're showing just regular 5G. And this was a month ago, and someone posted, still throttle at 30 megabits per second. Is this a normal thing? And even someone posted on the Visible community forum, we're seeing this 30 megabits per second 5G throttle kind of thing. And also, it's not happening on just Visible, but it looks like it's also happening on US Mobile's warp speed as well. So I'm seeing a lot of reports about Verizon MVNOs, particularly the prepaid brands with the lowest plan. Their speeds are getting down to only 30 megabits per second. So I went ahead and did a little bit more testing. So what you're going to see now are different tests at different times. And the weird thing about it is that I did a speed test on Visible Basic, just the regular 5G, and then I also did LTE. And here are my results. So here's the first test that I did on Visible 5G. I did this test around 6:15 p.m. using the Speed Test Ookla app, and I'm connected to the Wholesaler Ltd server. And here is the results. Now, it is around that 30 megabits per second mark for my download speed. Not exactly 30 megabits per second, but I was around the range of like 27 to 28 megabits per second for my download. And my initial thought was like, okay, maybe right now it is being deprioritized because there's a lot of traffic going on in the specific tower in my area. And the upload speed I got was like 3.68. So the second test I did was an LTE test. And the LTE test, I actually did it around 6:17 p.m., 2 minutes after. And I'm using the exact same server. And here are the results with the LTE speeds. And I'm going to say it's much faster than what I was getting on the basic 5G. And I was getting basically a little bit over the 100 megabits per second for my download speeds. And normally this is the speed I would get on 5G. But that's not the case now. And for my upload speed on LTE, I got, I would think around like 5 megabit per second range, close to it. Sometimes it'll go to 5 and then it'll go to 4. So in this case, I'm close to 5, but 4.5 for my upload. So my next test, 5G again, but this time I did a little bit later at night, 1:02 a.m. in the morning. I know in my area, once it passed midnight, my speeds usually go way faster. And this is the Visible 5G speed that I'm getting at 1 in the morning. Pretty much the same as I was getting at 6 in the evening. This time just a little bit, tiny little bit faster. This time I actually am hitting the 30 megabits per second for the download speed. And for my upload, I think I was getting like around, close to 2 megabits per second. So it's very strange. I don't know what's going on. I would think by this time, I know this area pretty well. I would get a lot faster speeds, but for some reason I wasn't. And I also wanted to do an LTE test. So this time I did it around 1:04 in the morning. And using the exact same server. And the server before using the Verizon server. So I'm using the Verizon one again. And this time, getting the exact same thing with my previous LTE speed. Just almost 100 megabits per second. Actually, I will hit 100 megabits. It just took a little time to do it. There it is. And yeah, I don't know what's going on. It just seems like the speeds on LTE are much faster than the 5G speeds that I usually get in my neighborhood. And for my upload speed right here, it was like close to 7.3 for most part. And yeah, it's just strange. I don't know what is going on. So I did reach out to support on Visible, and what they had me try was delete my eSIM, and then they sent me another one to add to my phone. They basically just reprovisioned my account, and pretty much no change whatsoever. I'm still stuck at that 30 megabits per second on 5G. So if you're experiencing this issue either on Visible, US Mobile, or some other Verizon MVNO, leave your comments below and tell us what kind of speeds you're getting, because I don't know if it's starting to become a normal thing now, but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully this will be fixed, but please leave a comment below.